Hi everyone again. I decided since, I can't go to sleep, make another video. But I gotta light a cigarette for this one. So, I'm gonna share some more mess with you. Now, the previous one, I already told you about most of that, This one, I'm going to share 2 or 3 more things in one. First of all, I had an alcoholic father for most of my childhood life. When I was about 2.5, my dad had been on a drinking binge the night before, and we were going to go to my aunt's house. My mom had just had my little brother, so she was getting him ready. And my older brother, he was getting his shoes on, and so my mom told me to put my shoes on. Dad had to go out, or went out and started the car because it was cold outside. So the windows were all foggy, or like frosted up, and he was going to back the car up towards the house so Mom didn't have to walk with my little brother too far. I ran out after my daddy because I wanted my daddy. And as soon as I ran out and got behind the car, that's when he started backing it up. And he backed right over me and nearly killed me. I had rocks embedded in my cheeks because he ran over me, and in my sides. I had, or one side, I had a broken collarbone, and my spleen was torn, and I got a big, huge hunk taken out of my head over here, which I have a massive scar that I get headaches in every now and then when it's cold. Up until the day my dad died, he couldn't talk about that because it was one of the worst days of his life that he almost killed me. I told him, Dad, you should be thankful because there's a lot of people that have lost their children in freak accidents, and I'm alive. But he still can never, ever talk about it. I was in the hospital for 6 weeks, and I can vaguely remember coming home from the hospital, but I don't remember the hospital stay. Another thing that happened, all through school, I was bullied because I was fat, picked on, everyone told me how ugly I was daily and fat. And of course that don't do anything for your self-esteem, that you don't have anyway because, you were sexually abused. So going through school, I hated every single minute of it. I hated it. I did another video, which I might attach it to this, which is called something about bullying. I can't remember. Anyway, it talks about how I was bullied, and, I was even bullied by adults walking home from school. I don't know if I had make fun of me, abuse me on my forehead. But I was definitely abused a lot. I mean, as far as bullying, and people would try to pick fights with me, and all I'd do is stand there. I never cried until I got home. Sometimes I wish I was in school now, because now I have the balls to stand up to these people, and I would. But when you're younger, it's really hard to get the self-esteem and the backbone that you need to fight your battles. Which brings me to all of that shit. Eventually, you keep it all bottled up in your mind, and it eats away and eats away at your mind for years and years. And then all of a sudden, it starts to come out in your body. So you begin to get sick, mentally and physically. All the trauma that I've had, which again, this don't even touch the surface, has caused me to be unhealthy, which I'll go into that in another video. But let's just put it this way. I've had quite a few years of therapy, still not healthy in my mind. Been to many doctors, still don't know the extent of what's wrong with me. One will say this, the other one will say this. Some days I have a hard time functioning. It's really hard to stay focused. I'm in pain 24/7. Never goes away. Hence, 6:30 and I'm up. I'll get about 2 or 3 hours sleep here in a few minutes, with 15 minutes, 20 minutes at a time. It's my life. Now, I'm not trying to be the victim here. I'm not. I'm just sharing my mess. I'm no longer the victim. I'm a survivor of all of this. Even my illness. It's not going to beat me. I'm going to beat it. Whether it goes away or not, I'm still going to win. I want all of you to know that, sharing my mess, I hope, will help somebody else. Because there's a lot more mess to come. I've had a knife held to my throat. One of the guys that molested me killed a girl in the town I live in now. He stabbed her 14 times. And just, a couple years before that, he molested me. So I thank God that I wasn't that girl. But there's so much shit, But I gotta go now, because it's almost 10 minutes. Sorry this is so long. I love you all. Mwah.